program that into the
Yeah.
into
Yo,
the
what do
thingy.
these buttons do again?
One of them claps. I think C claps. Let's introduce him and clap. Are you recording?
Yeah, we're live.
Apes are live.
Apes are live.
Apes are live.
Today we have a very special guest. A guest that is one of my best friends, one of my oldest friends, and who is now a singer-songwriter, performer, dancer,
Artist.
a renaissance man, truly.
That's crazy. How old are you?
I'm 21.
48.
Only 21?
Oh yeah,
That's
I'm
your oldest
actually
friend?
52. But music industry. I have to lie
Welcome
about
to
my
the
age.
show, man.
Welcome
Thanks for
on.
joining us.
So, bro, on the way over here, you showed me some of your music. I know you can't really show anyone; it's unreleased.
Yeah.
But that was really good.
Thank you,
And
man.
I think it's, dude. I don't know how you do it, but I've kind of been firsthand with Adri, and it's hard to get production that's
Yeah.
like really good like that. You know?
I've gotten really lucky, which is just I've met people around me that are really good at it. My producers for the songs you heard,
Mhm.
well, one of them is actually a big producer. His name's Sagawe Black. It was amazing to work with him. It was one of my childhood dreams to be able to work with him. He produced for Nicky Jam for
Yeah.
like most of his hits are his, and that was just like, thank God I had the opportunity to work with him. But the most of my other songs are friends of mine. Their names are Otto and Saki. That's their producer names.
Otto.
Otto. You met Otto, right?
Yeah. He's the man.
Dude is like genuinely one of the best people I've ever met, both of them, and they're incredibly talented. They really know what they're doing, and it's just awesome that people that like I get along with so well are the people I get to work with. The industry's hard. Let's say that it's nice to have found my group in the industry this early on, because that's usually the hardest part about it. The industry is really hard in general, so people always look for what they can use you for. It's I can curse, right?
Yeah.
Bro, it's the internet. You
Honestly,
can say whatever you want.
It's fucked, like genuinely fucked, because the industry, people just look for opportunities. It's a hard industry, so it's hard to make it. So everyone just looks at what opportunities they could take advantage of with you. So they'll act friendly with you, and then behind your back they'll say shit, or they'll say like, oh, he'll never make it, but they'll be friends with you just in case, because it's literally the industry is about connections. That's it. Like if anyone that tells you otherwise, they're fucking lying.
Shit.
Do you feel that because it's so much about connections, and don't take this the wrong way because I've asked you about it before.
Yeah.
Do you think that because it's so much about connections, there's maybe a lot of people that see you as like, oh, the reason he's blowing up is because of Fanny.
Yeah, of course.
In some context, Fanny Lou is his mom, and she's a very big Latin
singer.
pop music singer.
Tropic pop.
Pop Tropica.
Yeah.
Pop
Pop
tropical.
tropical. Pop
Pollo
tropical.
tropical.
So do you think like,
Tropical. Exactly.
do you think like people see you as like, oh, he's blowing up because of his mom?
Dude, I could literally be from the ghetto and people would still be saying he's only blowing up because of something. Like you know, it's people will always find a way to try to bring you down, because if you're popping and they're not, they need to make an excuse.
They're salty.
It's not just that. Like, I get it. There's people that work their asses off that just don't get the chance. That they have the talent, that have the discipline, that have the work ethic, that just don't get the chance. But it's an issue where it's like, yeah, I understand. But the reason I want to make it is because I want to help those people. A lot of my close friends are people that have been working at this their whole lives, that are just looking for the opportunity, and I'm trying to give it to them, you know. Of course, I come from a privileged position in the fact that my mom is from the industry, so she's given me opportunities that I wouldn't normally get. But I work my ass off.
Yeah.
Like, this is literally my life. My music is my soul. It's the way I started writing music when I was 11. I've been recording since I was 16. It's a journey, you know. I compose for other artists. I work my ass off. I just got back from a trip to Puerto Rico. I sang at a festival there. It's called Block Party. It's where a lot of like big reggaeton artists have sang before they popped off. And before that, where'd I go before that? I was in Las Vegas in the Latin Grammys. Like, it's a lot of traveling, a lot of work. I don't think I've slept well in a year and a half. But it's...
We're on the same page now.
Yeah.
Different reasons.
But it's I've never been happier in my life. It's you know a lot about my struggles.
Yeah.
Depression has been one of the hardest things that I've dealt with my entire life. I've always had it, basically since I was 11. I've had a lot of issues mentally. Not schizophrenic or anything.
Hold up.
Not schizophrenic or anything. I'm not Kanye. Anyway, but
He's bipolar, I think. I don't know.
he's definitely
schizophrenic, too.
schizophrenic. He's a paranoid
things,
schizophrenic.
yeah.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
There's no way you say the shit he says and don't have a warped perception of reality. I'm sorry. And the worst part's, I'm a fan, dude. I love his music.
That's unfortunate.
Kanye is one of my idols. That's why it hurts so much to see him fall off like this.
Do you think this is something I'm always pitching? Do you think Bad Bunny is more similar to Kanye or to Drake as a figure in his respective industry?
I think he's like a mix because he innovates, but he also makes hits. Like, it's for his last album, he made cumbia sound around the entire world. You know, that's a thing that's exclusively Latin, and it ended up being #1 on the charts. Cumbia. Yeah, it's a genre. It's a language.
Después de la playa.
Después de la playa is cumbia.
Every time I listen to Bad Bunny, right? Cause
Yeah.
I just say, people really love him, and then I'll listen to the whole album. But it's always the...
That's reggaeton. But cumbia is different. Cumbia, if you listen to Después de la playa, it literally switches at the middle to cumbia. Cumbia is a very traditional Latin music form. It's from República Dominicana. It's something that's always been ingrained in our culture. It's like salsa. It's like bachata. It's something profoundly Latin. And he made it sound in the entire world. He also put even R&B in that album. Like he tries everything before everyone else, and that's the reason he is where he is. He innovates, and he also knows how to make you listen to the music. What I've always said is Bad Bunny was the first artist to figure out how to make an entire song a hook. If you go to one of his concerts, everyone knows every single word of every single song. Like, dude basically doesn't have to sing. Yeah. He walks on stage and he does this, and the entire stadium sings for him. Like, he's a movement.
But how does he do that?
His style, man, and the things he writes about, the way he is. He's so unapologetically him that people connect with that. There's so much fake shit nowadays. Everything around you is fake right now.
But all the rap songs saying you spin around the block, all that shit.
Drake.
I mean, and there's people that live that life.
Drake.
And there's people that really live that life, and they rap about it. But what I'm talking about is, dude was not afraid to do shit that no other artist could have ever done. When he released Yo Perreo Sola, he literally dressed up as a woman, and he danced on himself. You know, like this is some time where reggaeton was profoundly misogynistic, where we're to the point where anything gay or anything to do with anything that would make you kind of look gay was completely bashed. And he did it anyway. And the shit blew up. And he changed the sound of reggaeton in general because he took a lot of inspiration from American music and the production and put it into Latin music and made it sound commercial, where I hear people that are completely American that don't know a word of Spanish that love Bad Bunny's music.
Yeah,
like
sure.
It's crazy. The dude went #1 on Billboard. He has the most streamed album.
Yeah.
He has the most streamed album in a single day of all time. If Taylor Swift didn't break that, I think Taylor Swift got close.
He also has they gave him top album of the year.
Yeah,
album of the year.
He was the first Latin album to ever be nominated for the American Grammys. As a Latin artist, fully Spanish Latin.
He's on
album.
top right now.
He's on top. He's the #1 streamed artist for the last 4 years in a row. He's Drake but Latin. You know,
no, he's Kanye but Latin.
I mean,
because
Drake is bigger than Kanye.
Drake was bigger than Kanye for a long time.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
but
is,
maybe he's like if they had a baby. And then
we're gonna get into this. I don't want to say some shit that.
No, but like I'm saying, like influence-wise, Drake is big. Maybe not.
No,
now,
Drake is bigger influence-wise.
Yeah.
Drake is bigger
Really,
influence-wise. Kanye is bigger within the industry. Drake is bigger with the general public.
But doesn't Kanye, like that's what I'm saying, influence-wise, doesn't Kanye, like you said before, I'll quote you, Kanye changed the rap game 3 times.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny's like
done that.
leading. He makes the wave. He doesn't ride it like Drake, right? Drake rides the wave. Kanye makes the wave.
I mean, but Drake rides the wave and he does it better than anyone else.
Cool, lit,
Yeah.
awesome.
But
Bad Bunny makes the wave, and then he gets on the top of the wave.
yeah,
and he rides that
that's
shit,
the
bro.
thing. That's why I'm saying he's like Drake and Kanye mixed.
Okay.
Because he changes the game, and he's still the best at it. You know, like he's still the best at the wave he just created. Like he doesn't just change it; he lives it. Like it's something he's something we've never seen before, and I don't think we're ever gonna see again. Personally, I want to be. Okay, this is just talking about my dreams. I want to be bigger than him. That is my
Fuck
goal.
yeah, bro.
I want to be the biggest artist the world has ever seen. I feel like every single person that goes into something wants to be the best at what they do. My mentality has always been, if I'm gonna do something, I want to be number one.
Yeah.
Not because I want to be better than anyone else, but because I feel like that's the mentality I have to have if I want to go where I want to go.
In terms of music and the kind of stuff you sing about and the kind of beats you use, what do you think you're missing? Like, don't talk about people or production or anything. Of your music, what do you think is missing to get you to that level?
I feel like it's not necessarily that I'm missing anything from my music. I feel like I just need to find my line, you know, like the line I follow, my style by myself, you know, like I love a lot of music. I do music that I love. I've always said I'm a lover of music before I'm an artist. So I love to make the music I love to listen to. So it's more about figuring out what my identity is going to be as an artist, because it's not like playing a character. It's just figuring out what your style is. It's like Bad Bunny wasn't Bad Bunny 6 years ago. You know, when he started, he did trap and he was really good at it, but he hadn't found his tone of voice, his style, right? Nowadays, you listen to Bad Bunny for 1 second, you know it's Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
You just hear, yeah, you already know it's Bad Bunny. That's it, dude. Like, it's literally it.
Yeah.
And it's just finding that, and also the exposure, you know? I'm just starting. People take a long time to believe in you. You can have a hit, and you can have 2, and you can have 3, and people won't believe you until you're like a couple years in. It happens every time. Bad Bunny, the first couple years he was in the game, he had hits on hits, and a lot of people still didn't believe in him. And it's been with the years that people have started to love him. It's crazy to me that there's people here that say, "Oh, I always loved him," when I know they didn't.
All those always pop up, regardless. You know?
It's just everyone loves Bad Bunny now, but everyone, like the majority of reggaeton, didn't believe in him at the beginning. Like there was when he signed with Rimas, and Rimas believed in him from the beginning. That's his record label.
Okay.
Well, the independent label. I think he's signed with 2, or he might just be signed with Rimas. I'm not 100% sure, but they always believed in him. For example, Arcángel always believed in him.
Yeah.
He never shuts up about it.
He
But
never does. I was hearing what you were saying about reggaeton being very misogynistic from a podcast Arcángel did.
Yeah.
And he's saying like that's one of the reasons Bad Bunny's that big.
Yeah, because he looked at that shit and he said, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that." And he turned around and he made a song called Solo de Mi that's about the abuse of women. It sounds like a love song, but if you watch the video, it's about abusing women and them saying, "Don't call me baby, I'm mine." Like, it's literally him not only making bangers, because he does, and he has the biggest hits in Latin music history, apart from Despacito. Literally.
I think that's has over 1 billion.
That's
views on
the
YouTube.
most streamed song of
crazy.
all time.
Yeah.
Song like period ever?
Period, ever. The only song that sold more units than Despacito is White Christmas.
From Mariah Carey.
Yeah. That's the only song in history that sold more than that song.
Fun fact. I didn't know that.
It's crazy.
It's one of the
dude.
most viewed YouTube videos.
It's
also.
the most viewed music
Is it
video.
the most?
It has like 2.8 billion views.
What happened to Gangnam Style?
It fell behind because it was novelty, dog. Like,
But it broke some record.
Yeah, no, it
it
used to
was
be
the
that
most
way.
viewed video for a long time.
Okay.
It broke over 1 billion. I think it was the first video on YouTube to break over 1 billion views.
Fuck, man.
It's crazy.
That was a pretty cool video.
Yeah.
Everyone was doing that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember, I was like, what, 13, dude? I was like, holy
bro.
shit,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yo, but to kind of touch up on what you said, like that he, used to be a little bit more misogynistic.
Get a little closer, I think.
Oh,
Like,
for real?
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it's
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so that it used to be a little bit more misogynistic. I think that, dude, I just don't want to keep moving this shit.
I mean, I don't mean it was necessarily, like, it wasn't a good thing, but I don't think it was necessarily a bad thing either.
No,
like, it's just like, it's the culture, you know?
no,
that
I could agree with you completely, but I'm just saying, what I was gonna say is that I think throughout many of the genres, you know, like you see like Harry Styles, you see like Lil Nas. They're kind of making it a little bit more acceptable mainstream. The only thing that I don't like about it is like, I think Bad Bunny can do it like in a tasteful way, but like Lil Nas like twerking on the devil, having sex with the
Oh
devil.
yeah, I agree 100% with you.
That's like,
That's distasteful.
dude. It's like,
yeah, it's like
it's not even necessarily that. Like, do what you want. It's just the fact that you're going so far to the extreme for like rage clicks that you're like, it's literally what it is. Like, it's controversy, you know, you're hitting off controversy, and Lil Nas knew how to pivot off of it. Like, he's one of the biggest pop stars in the world right now, but it's just, I feel like you don't need to go so far to the extreme to prove your point. Like, I feel like you're alienating a lot of people by going so far to the other side.
I agree.
It's just like, do what you want. You're the artist, and honestly, I think it's ridiculous that there's so many anti-gay people and anti-everything in the world. Like, dude, I mean, I'm not asking you to kiss a dude, dog. Like, all I'm asking you is to just not listen to the music if you don't want to. You don't have to hate.
Yeah.
You know, like, human relations are always gonna be a fucking mess. We're all flawed as fuck. That's including myself. Like, I've had a lot of like bad ideas that over the years I've changed. Like, before someone puts words in my mouth, I was never racist or anti-gay or anything like that. But I mean, there's a lot of things that we need to realize and we need to accept about humanity. We are all flawed. We all have our own problems, and we need to learn how to accept that and grow. I feel like people are so used to criticizing because they don't want to look inside and see what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
That includes artists too, because I feel like a lot of artists are. Look at Lil Pump, for example. Did you see his interview where this dude asked him like, "Oh, do you think J. Cole was right about your fall off?" And dude turned around and said, "No, I'm still here." Like, bro, you're selling 1,000 copies. Homie, like.
But didn't you say that that's how you have to believe, though?
I mean, to a certain extent, but you can't be fucking. Like, how high are you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, you have to accept that there's something wrong to change it. Because if I saw Lil Pump go up there and be like, J. Cole is right, I'm trying to learn from that and grow, I guarantee you he gains back half his audience. But being so fucking egocentric and so in denial that you deny that type of shit is what makes it so hard for people to root for him. Like, it's like, dude, if he came out and he said, J. Cole was right, I fucked up. I'm trying to make new music and I'm trying to find my wave and get back to where I was. I guarantee you a shit ton of people would be down to ride with him.
I don't know, though, because, like, you're, even, especially in that domain, like, it's all about being hard and shit, and like it's not rewarded.
Lil Pump was not part of the gangster rap scene, dude. Lil Pump was fucking SoundCloud rap, and that's not necessarily bad. There's really good artists that came out of that, like X. Like
dude, we hung out the day X died.
Yeah,
I remember we saw it on Twitter. We're like, what?
We started playing X all day. I knew X before he blew up. Before his "Look at Me" song, because no, I didn't know him in person. I mean, I knew his music because one of my friends at 3 a.m.
Sorry.
It's just like, dude was that's another dude that it's so sad that everything that happened with him, but I knew him before he blew up because I knew of him because one of my friends was his biggest fan, He had a song with like Rich Brian. I can't say his old name.
I don't think it's Rich Chigga.
Yeah,
Rich Chigga.
People got offended. I don't fucking know, man.
Is that why he changed his name?
He changed his name to Rich Brian. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, but is that?
Because it's like the slang term for.
Yeah, but
I don't fucking know.
Wait, was it actually?
His name was Rich Chigga.
But like actually that?
Yeah, it was like
just.
But he's Asian. He can't put.
Think about. What?
Yeah, no, of course, but it wasn't.
It wasn't a big deal. It's just people get pissed about everything. Talking to you.
I didn't know that's why he changed his name.
Yeah, that's why he changed his name.
He's good.
He's actually really good. He's super underground right now, but
he's nice with it.
He's nice with it.
Yeah.
And they had a song together that we used to love because X used to do like real like trap shit.
Yeah.
Like hard fucking scream. Like Look at Me. and my friend loved his music. He was a super fan. So I knew a lot about him before he blew up. But after he blew up, I really started listening to him. I think his style of rap is something that should come back. I'm kind of tired of all the I have money and bitches. Like, dude, you've been saying that for 6 years. We get it. But
I still have money and bitches.
I still got money and bitches. And like, nice, bro.
Don't you think like the same thing happens in reggaeton?
Yes, to a certain extent. That's why Bad Bunny hit so hard.
Because he doesn't only do that.
Exactly.
But he does that also.
He does. He does. But like, you're always gonna have to have that one banger. But he's still like rap. Like he does about other shit. You know, like he talks about a lot of stuff. I feel like it's gotten to a point where a lot of artists are repeating the same fucking shit over and over and over again. And it's gotten to the point where it's so tired. And like you hear it. I swear to God, you hear new artists that sound exactly like big established artists, and you're like, dude, do your shit. Like you're clearly not fucking Drake, so stop trying to be him. You know, like you gotta find your own sound. If not, no one's gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
Because if they have your music next to Drake's song, are they gonna go listen to Drake or you?
Exactly.
If it's the same shit, why the fuck would they go to you to listen to knock off Drake?
Makes sense. Completely.
Can I ask you? You mentioned something about pivoting a little while ago,
Yeah.
and we were talking about it in the car too. What does it take for an artist to get a hit song and then keep that wave going? So the example we were talking about is Quevedo
yeah.
with
The Bizarrap session.
what's the song even called? Is there a
It's
name
literally
for it?
just called Bizarrap
That's
session.
it?
Yeah, that's the way it works. I also think that had a big impact because the name is literally his name.
Right.
So a lot of people knew who he was.
So what do you think it takes to like you get a hit song? How do you keep that going and not just fall off as some loser?
Everything, if it comes to music, if it comes to influencers, anything, even as a YouTuber, something like that, even as a podcaster. It's the same thing. It's all about timing. If you release the right song at the right time, you can keep the wave. What I was telling you in the car was literally like, this dude, for example, Quevedo, his song went worldwide literally the second it dropped. And it was doing numbers. If you look at Bizarrap sessions before that one, there's a lot of them that do shit ton of numbers. Bizarrap's gotten to the point where he releases anything and it has 50 million views in 5 days. Like, he's just that big in the Latin music industry. But a lot of the other artists didn't know how to pivot. Like we were talking to use that clout and that attention wave to continue building on it. So a lot of them just rode the wave that the song was giving, and they didn't release music, and they kind of fell off a little bit. Like they still became artists and big artists off of it, but they didn't explode the way Quevedo did. Quevedo's the first artist, I mean the biggest artist that's ever come out of a Bizarrap session. He blew it up, and he already, I don't know if it was him or his management, I'm assuming it was him, knew that he needed to keep the audience there. So he had another song ready. So when the song started blowing up, 2 weeks in, he released the next one. So that when people went to listen to the Bizarrap session and they clicked on his profile, the first thing they saw was there's a new song. So they finished listening to his session, and then they went to listen to the other one. And they liked it. So they started following him.
So it's a timing thing.
It's a timing thing. It's literally a timing thing. And then he released Vista al Mar, and it went super hit. Another one. He has 180 million streams on that in 3 months, 2 months. Like, it's crazy what he's been able to do. He has 32 million monthly listeners. He leapfrogged 90% of the literally, that's what it was.
Like the whole game.
The whole game. He's like the third biggest Latin artist in the world right now. Like, before this year, most people didn't know who he was. He was big in Spain, but that was about it. I heard about him before because of one song that was a hit of his before that was called Cayó la Noche. Ya cayó la noche. You haven't heard it?
No, I haven't heard it.
It was because this dude like grabbed the chorus and remixed it. Some DJ, I don't know who it was exactly, okay. and it became like a club thing. That's where I heard it.
I think that ties in also a little bit with what you were saying earlier. Just to interject about like people doubting you about things, and then how it's important to a lot of it is timing, right? So a lot of it is just connections and you making sure like that. So I mean, there's this quote that I think we've discussed before that's like, luck is just when hard work meets opportunity.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you just keep working hard, eventually the opportunity will come, and then everyone will say you're lucky.
Exactly. Okay. There's one quote that I think just exemplifies the music industry. It takes 10 years to become an overnight sensation.
Yeah.
no one
Fade.
is an overnight sensation. Look at Fade. Fade's been a composer for a lot of big artists.
Mhm.
He wrote for Reiko and whatever. He's been releasing music literally for 10 years, you know, it never worked.
But
Till 3-4 years ago that he hit a song. I don't remember what the first song he hit was, but I knew him. I was late to the wave. But I
knew him or
no.
okay.
His music.
Habla claro.
I was late to the wave because I started listening to him when he hit Chimbita. Chimbita is a song he hit like 3 years ago. And that song was like one of his bigger hits coming into this wave. Now he's everywhere.
Mhm.
If you walk in Miami in Halloween, everyone was dressed up as Fate with the glasses and with the word with Fercho written on it.
Okay.
He knew how to pivot too because he started singing love songs, dude.
Mhm.
Like ballads
Yeah,
type
yeah.
shit, like genuine love songs. And he knew when that wasn't working, and he pivoted, and he really went hard on the Medellin culture. Nea, que eu pues more. You know what I mean? Like he really went hard on the slang and on the underground Medellin feel, and he made that his culture. So that's why he says "hijueputa," "chimba," all this Colombian slang.
Yeah.
Because that's his identity. That's the identity he assumed to get to where he is today. He was already an incredible. He had all the connections. He used to write for everyone that wrote with Sky.
Mhm.
That's actually where his nickname came from. Sky used to his artist name was Fade, but Sky didn't like to call him Fade. Sky Rompiendo el Bajo,
J
the
Balvin's
producer. Yeah.
Okay.
Sky, he composed a lot with Sky, and Sky didn't like calling him Fade, so he would just call him Fercho, even though his real name's Salomon.
Okay.
Wait, so is adaptability useful?
Of course, that's everything.
But is it because you need to kind of try everything until you find your style, or is it just because some people would say, I mean, that's a debate in and of itself. Like, does Drake is Drake diverse in the music that he makes and stuff like that?
Drake.
100%. Adaptability is probably the most important thing for an artist. Not to find a sound. Like it takes years for you to really find your sound. And I'm not 100% sure I already found mine. You know, like it takes a long time to find your style and your sound. That's the biggest part about being an artist. You have to find who you are within the music and what's your style, what you're trying to say, what your goal is, you know. Because at the end of the day, you're making music for people. That you're not making music for yourself. Because an artist, you might as well just stay in your room then. Like,
Yeah, but isn't the fact that there's like there's certain genres which are just the most popular, right? Like rap or whatever, all of these. So is that just the most general that most people like?
It's commercial. It's like pop music. Pop music is always going to be one of the biggest genres because it identifies with most people. So like pop songs, for example, Taylor Swift, people from like since they're 6 years old until they're 76 will listen to it and like it. You know, it's just pop. It's what it is. It's what we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
They're the biggest genres because they're the most commercial. It's just how it is. People like pop. People like reggaeton has become the biggest genre because it's part of the culture at this point. Like reggaeton is just Latin music. But what were you saying?
I was gonna say fuck this shit. I kind of have like to see what's more most popular throughout society. Sometimes I've thought when listening even to Kanye, he does this sometimes, or some other artists, they'll put like those sounds which is like a bunch of kids or a group all singing together, or all like going like
choirs.
Yeah, exactly, like choirs in that sense. Every time I hear, I'm like, okay, this always sounds good, right?
Mm-hmm.
This always sounds good. And then I've thought, like, I'm very into like evolution and stuff, and I feel like there's just an inherent thing that we like about communities singing together.
Yeah.
And like you'll see maybe if you go to like one of these, even these societies that have not been like civilized, or like, what's that one famous society that they like throw arrows at people who try and
like on an island.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
They killed some guy a few years ago.
Yeah. That he went to do like some
more.
I don't fucking remember.
But like they'll have chants and they'll have songs too, so it is something deep within,
Oh, music is part of us. It's always been like there is no recorded history where there wasn't music. Like it's as deep as just hitting a rock on another rock. Like it's just something that's really deep within us. I don't know. I couldn't tell you exactly where that comes from, but it's in every culture in the history of the world.
I wonder if you can make, like, by analyzing someone, because I'm sure obviously you can say that people like different types of music because people are different.
Yeah.
But I wonder if someone can take like you as a subject, or like me, anyone, and make the perfect song for you. Like make the song that
There's AIs that actually do that nowadays.
For real?
Yeah, I saw an AI the other day that this guy put it to listen to 1,000 hours of punk music and Christmas music, and it made like a Christmas punk song, and it sounded just like fucking Blink 182 mixed with Mariah Carey.
It's just
Imagine, bro.
it scares me, especially because of what we saw earlier this year with the AI rapper. You guys saw that? That Atlantic Records signed a rapper that was literally an AI.
What?
An augmented reality thing.
How does that work? Does that mean Atlantic Records owns the
Lambda.
software?
It's like it's just it's the image. Like what really sells for artists isn't necessarily like the artist itself. It's the image of the artist. So it's like, for example, that's why Prince, when he came back after his hiatus, he had to go by the artist, because they had the rights to his name, so he couldn't release music under his name, which is so fucked if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's like they own you.
Yeah, and the reason he came back under the artist is because in the songs, I mean in the contracts for artists, they name the artist. They don't name them by name. They literally just call them the artist. And they're so fucked contracts. Like, dude, like labels are hard. Like I obviously, like, they're a necessary evil.
Are they?
Yeah, because dude, you don't understand how much money it takes to make an artist hit. That's the truth of the thing. Most artists that you see around you, that you see hitting and that you see coming out of nowhere, most of them aren't organic. There's a few. There's this dude named Connor Price on TikTok. That motherfucker is so talented. He really made it himself. That's one of the only genuine. He's not signed. He's independent.
I think Tyler, the Creator, is also not signed.
Tyler, but I think he was signed at some point. I think he was Universal.
So what's your take on industry plants?
Is there really such thing?
That's what I'm asking.
I mean, honestly, industry plants are like people that were set up by the industry to hit.
They say Rosalia was one of those.
Every single fucking artist you see hitting is a fucking industry plant, dude.
Yeah.
Literally every single one. Like, that's the perception that people need to realize.
Yeah.
A lot of people were hating on Billie Eilish for being an industry plant. She's not a fucking industry plant. She's another artist.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, these people find these artists and like that are singer-songwriters, whatever, and they find someone that they think that they can make blow up, and they make them blow up artificially.
Liver King.
Dude, did you see what Liver King said?
Literally.
He's a fugazi. He came out the other day.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Steroids.
No, like, it's literally the same thing, dude. Everything is perception. Everything is perception around you. Like, it's hard to talk about because I don't know. People really, they want it to be genuine, and I understand it. But most artists you see around you aren't there because just randomly one song hit for them one day. Most of them were signed before they even hit. It's so hard to get people's attention nowadays because there's so many artists. With the streaming age, it's a good and a bad thing. Because people that would never have gotten the chance get the chance. But it also oversaturates music so much that people see artist in your fucking Instagram bio and they hate you. Because they're this, like, another fucking artist.
Damn, that's true.
Like,
That's
genuinely,
so
they'll look at, like, how many times has that happened to you?
Lots.
Where you look at someone's profile and you're like, it says artist, and you're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Because you don't even give them a chance because there's so many artists and there's so many.
But half of them
I
are
don't want to
just
say
artists.
this, but like, genuinely, music is down to the listener or whatever. There's so many shit artists, like complete fucking garbage, that like it oversaturates the market to the point where people don't want to listen to you. They don't even want to give you a shot. So it takes so many opportunities and things to people actually start believing in you. The music industry is so fucking hard, man. Like,
I think it's hard, like, for me also to start fucking with someone new. You know, like, I have my playlist, I have my stuff that I like to hear. It's hard for me to, like, kind of indulge in other new things, especially if they're not already, like,
yeah, exactly,
big in that way. Like, one of the recent ones that I liked, I kind of forgot his name. I think it's Aiden something. But he makes really good music, and that was like one of the instances where I listened to it because maybe someone showed it to me, and I was like, wow, I really fuck with this style. and now I liked a bunch of his songs.
It's like that, man. Like you're really closed off. You're in your comfort zone. You have the music you like to listen to.
Yeah.
This is why I always say the music industry is so competitive, because how many artists do you really listen to? Like that you say like you'll check every single drop. How many artists? Give me a number.
0.
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe like I don't.
I mean, if Drake drops, you're gonna be there, dude.
No, I'm not.
No.
Drake.
There gotta be at least one artist.
No, not really, bro. Honestly, I listened to just I had Amazon Music, which is it was better than Spotify, and I'll just like it'll kind of get the vibe that I like, and it'll just play me a bunch of new music.
See, that's
I think-
another problem. That is
Bro.
another fucking problem. Because everything's the algorithm. It's like the same problem with TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, you become a slave to the fucking algorithm. You know how it works, and everyone ends up doing the same content because it's what works with the algorithm. It's just we're becoming so efficient that we're shooting ourselves in the foot. And I'm talking about life in general, like society as a whole.
Yeah.
We're so focused on efficiency
Yeah.
that we're losing everything that gives us humanity. We're becoming fucking machines. That's the truth.
The Matrix.
That's
The
a
Matrix.
crazy
Episode
quote,
5.
dude.
Like we're so obsessed with efficiency that we're not genuine anymore. Everything is I want to make money, so how do I get there? Artists making music that they don't actually love because they want to hit.
That's fucked.
Even YouTubers trying to do the same content. Like you see this problem with Mr. Beast a lot. Like everyone copies Mr. Beast nowadays. They all speak the exact same fucking way. Like
Yeah.
it's just.
How does he speak?
Hey, what's up, guys? Like,
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome back. Today we're gonna put Squid
no, he
Games
screams the whole
inside.
time.
Yeah.
But
He's
like,
always
look,
streaming.
I have so much respect for that dude. That's an innovator, right
He's
there.
authentic.
He's authentic as fuck, and that's the shit. And he knew how to do it, but like, he did it right. But at the same time, he's part of the problem, because he thought he was one of the people that were super smart, and I respect the fuck out of him for being able to do that. But he thought so much about the efficiency. That's why he literally talks about in his podcast when he talks, when he goes out to do interviews, that he literally tries to show as little of his personality as possible in the videos, because then there's nothing that turns you off. So he just does the.
Fuck.
So he just literally just does the. Anyone could be Mr. Beast, really.
Yeah.
It's just he was the first to do it, so people love him, but they don't really love him.
Yeah.
Like,
don't know him.
it's hard. People have learned to love him because of all the things he does, because he really is charitable and he does a lot of shit for a lot of people, and he's a genuinely good person. Like, this is not a dude that's been a fucked up dude, but it's just like he figured out how to be efficient, what worked within the YouTube algorithm and how to get clicks, and him making it so streamlined made it easy to copy. And since he proved it could work on a massive scale, everyone wants to get to where he is, and they just do the exact same thing he does. And the worst part, it works. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
That people copy him, and it works. So when people see this, they don't really care about the art or the I'm being myself. They just care about the money that's coming in.
Yeah.
So like they feel themselves like they see that they're making the same fucking videos and low effort shit, and they're making 200 bands, 300 bands a year. So why the fuck would they stop?
Yeah. It's like nobody. It's hard to get behind the algorithms, and whoever has the formula for the algorithms, whoever's programming it, really does have most of the power in today's societies. Like they can be the deciding factor for literally how much you are in your room working on a song, because you're not going to be 2 years working on a song anymore.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have to do all these.
Actually, I'm
strategies.
so glad you mentioned that. I feel like music has become about quantity over quality. How much music you have ready to release, moreover, how good the song is. And it's not necessarily bad. Like, it's cool sometimes that an artist will release a lot. You know, it's cool because they're giving their fans stuff. Like, someone that does this, and honestly, it's something I've always wanted to talk about because of the label he's under. So basically, he signed when he was like 18, NBA YoungBoy, and he but like it's actually insane what they did to him. Or I don't know if he's out of his contract yet, but he signed for like a 5-record deal. So the way the contract works is when he finishes his 5th album, the contract ends. So he got to 4 albums, and he wanted to release the 5th, and they were making, NBA YoungBoy managed to make it to like the number 3 artist in the world at some point. They were making so much money off of him that they didn't want to renegotiate.
Damn.
They didn't want to renegotiate his contract because they'd have to pay him a shit ton more, and he'd have the chance to go somewhere else.
And can they tell him when to drop his album?
Yeah.
So they can
That's the
say,
thing. They can
"You gotta
literally tell you
wait."
you're not releasing. They were making so much money off of him and his rights and his masters that they didn't want to let him go to somewhere else or renegotiate his contract and give him more money. So it was literally like after the 4th album, they wouldn't let him release the 5th. They legitimately wouldn't let him. So the dude wanted to release so much and loved his fans so much. And this is why I respect him a lot. Like, he does dumb shit, yeah. But I respect him a lot for this. He started dropping projects that technically don't count as albums. But project after project after project after project with like 10 songs each, they don't count as albums, but they're like mixtapes.
Under the label's rules.
Under the label's rules, they don't nullify the contract. So he was just making them more and more money without negotiating his contract just because he wanted to give music to his fans.
Yeah.
Like, that's respect, dude.
Shout
He
out
was
NBA.
fucking up his bag to please his fans. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
but wouldn't you say NBA does more quantity over quality? Like, I hear
honestly, look, I can't really answer that because I don't really listen to him much. There's been a couple songs that I like of his, but I can't tell you I've listened to a full project of his because I haven't.
I'll listen to a full project and find like 8 out of 10 songs are dog shit, and then there's 2 bangers. And the same thing in every fucking album.
Well,
And
then
I'm like, dude, really?
Most albums, I feel that.
Make me wait a year and a half and give me
yeah, give me
the 10 good
that's
songs
exactly
in
what
one
I'm
fucking
talking
project.
about. That's
And then
exactly what
I'm gonna be
talking
on my knees. You feel me?
Then that's something that Kanye had on lock. That's why
Like not, but
that's something that Kanye had on lock. For example, Kanye would take 2 years to release an
Sure,
album, and the
yeah.
album was fucking perfect. It's
Travis.
what Kendrick Lamar. Every single
list goes
piece of
on.
music they release is S tier. Like, it's
S tier.
fucking amazing. Yeah, I don't know why I even said that.
that's a good. I like that.
It's literally every single they respect the music. They don't see it as a way to make money.
Hold up,
Yeah.
about
Who's
those.
your favorite artist then?
I think we're good.
That's a hard question.
Who's inspired you the most?
Probably Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars?
Not musically, but as an artist. Like, there's very few people that have the dedication and the love and the talent that man has. When I he knows this. I wanted to be an NBA player before I became an artist.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and the reason. So I had been training my whole fucking life for this shit, like literally 5 hours a day, every single fucking day, and one of the reasons was because one of my doctors, you know how they can do X-rays on your hands to see how much you're gonna grow, your growth plates. He told me I was gonna be 6'3".
Motherfucker was a liar. Bro.
He was a fucking liar, dog.
Get where the fuck is that dog?
He told me I was gonna be 6'3". So I was like, all right, I'm already passionate about basketball, but this means that I can literally make it to the NBA.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'm gonna drop everything and I'm gonna focus on this shit.
Yeah.
So I would literally train. I would get out of school at 2. I would go to the gym for 2 hours. Then I would have practice for 2 hours. Then after practice, I would have a personal trainer that I would literally train basketball with, and it was like this every single day for 2 years. When I turned 16, I went to the doctor again, and it was a routine checkup to see how the growth was going, whatever. I think at this point I was like 5'8".
What are you now?
I'm 5'10". So basically, he looked at my growth plates and whatever. We took the X-rays. I thought it was gonna be in and out. We're good. Bye. I come in and he's like, "They're gone." I'm like,
They're gone.
The fuck you mean? Your growth plates. You're done. Dude, I know it doesn't sound like a big deal nowadays. I fucking cried,
Of
dude.
course, that's like your whole.
It was my whole life. Like, I wouldn't go out on Fridays. I would train Fridays. I would train Saturdays from 5 a.m. I would wake up at 5 in the morning on a Saturday and Sunday to train all day. I was also training for triathlons at the same time. So it was like I was fully fucking dedicated to it. That shit hit me hard. Because the thing with me is I was never naturally athletic. I like, you know this. I was so unathletic. It's not funny. So every single thing that I got was because I trained my ass off to be able to be that good. So I don't have a high ceiling in basketball because I'm not athletic, so I can't jump that high.
Yeah.
Or I could at some point, but it was because I trained my legs so hard that I still didn't have a ridiculous vertical. Like I jumped like I had a 32-inch vert, which is still high, but it's not
Bro, that's
NBA
high
level
as
athlete.
fuck. When you were what, 15 years old?
Yeah, 16.
You're like a rabbit.
Well, because I literally trained my ass off, like my legs, every fucking day. And the second I stopped, in 2 weeks, I didn't have it anymore. I couldn't jump 32 inches anymore. I could jump like, what, 25? Which is still high.
Kanye said if he dropped everything right now, he could go to the NBA.
Nah,
Talk
bro.
about it on the podcast.
Nah, no
That
shot,
might be
no
even
shot.
more wild than what he said about the Jews.
Yeah,
You
no.
are wildin', dog.
He's off it.
Nah, I'm joking.
He
Nah,
takes that. He takes that to the next level. He takes that like, yo, you gotta aim. Like he takes it to the next level.
dude, it's just, it's so sad to see a legend fall that hard. Like, dude, you already had everything made. All you needed to do was shut up.
But he doesn't care about making money anymore. Like he already made.
Well,
it.
dude,
He
you
doesn't-
realize he just lost like 90% of his net worth because of the Adidas deal, right? He had a $5 billion valuation. He's below $1 billion. He's not a billionaire anymore. I mean, he still has a shit ton of money, obviously, but
And yeah, he has to pay $200K a
And he has-
month to Kim.
exactly.
That's so crazy, bro. Kim made out like a bandit with that
200K
divorce.
a month?
Yeah,
She's the
200K
goat
a
for that
month.
one. Fucking her and Skeet are probably somewhere in the Seychelles.
No, they broke
or
up.
something.
No, bro, she's
They're
dating.
done?
Yeah.
She's dating who?
Because he wasn't black,
Hillary
Kanye
Clinton.
said it.
And he, bro, can we talk about how,
He's
bro,
dating Hillary
Pete
Clinton.
Davidson is
Yes.
the best fucking home run hitter of all fucking time.
Bro.
Yeah,
I don't get
He doesn't
where the
miss,
fuck he pulls
bro.
it.
Bro.
He's dating Emily. How do you pronounce it?
Ratajkowski.
Ratajkowski right
Emrata.
now?
Yes,
He's
bro.
dating Emrata right
Hey, he
now.
doesn't miss.
He doesn't fucking miss.
Damn, that's
Alright,
crazy.
everyone that's watching the podcast, just make the girl laugh, and you can bag at a 12 out of 10.
Oh, I mean, they say he has a big personality.
Yeah, hurt.
I don't know, man. I always, whatever I see him in, I like don't fuck with him. His eyes look droopy. He's like covered in yats.
Honestly, I do fuck with this person. The dude is like genuinely funny and like a real dude.
I don't find him funny. Sorry, man. Have
Yeah,
you
I
have you
saw
seen the movie? Have you seen
I mean,
King of Staten Island?
It's not like I watch his stand up,
You
but
see
like
it?
everything I've seen about him, he seems like a really genuine guy. You know, like
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't feel the need to fucking hate him. You know, like so many people hate him for no fucking reason that, like,
It's because yay.
I mean, first of all, I don't understand how that motherfucker grew a cult out of fucking nowhere.
Who?
Kanye,
What do
like,
you
bro,
mean?
they fucking like Kanye fans are like ridiculous.
Yeah, but Kanye's been top of the game for.
Okay, yeah, and I feel that, but
100
dude,
years.
you liked his music. That doesn't mean you have to take life advice from the man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very inspirational. And the
I
things that
agree.
he's said and the things that he's done, and
Not all of them.
not all of them. But even the vision he has right now with how he wants
That's
to
exactly
create
what makes him so
schools,
fucking
communities.
dangerous.
I know. That's what pisses me off because he has the right ideas. He has the vision to move forward, to move our society forward. But he just says
Had.
dumb shit like that. Just fucks it all up. Like, well, how can we look up to you as a leader when you're spewing hate?
Yeah, and
You have-
and
you have
and,
such a
and I agree
platform.
with you to a certain extent. I think he had the right idea.
Mm.
I think he lost his way hard as fuck, and I think honestly, I think it was his divorce that really sent him over the edge. But like
what made him like? What just took you over the edge? What reason?
for him, like it's been a minute. You know, like
Yeah.
before it was easy to ignore what he said. I was just like, dude is going through some shit. You know, he's bipolar. Like, but at some point, there's millions of people that live with that are bipolar, and they don't do the shit he does. And he doesn't want to take his meds. I mean, I'm also sure that there is some shit with the industry that we're not seeing, that is genuinely
The
fucking with him.
JMs, the JM.
Like, I'm 100% sure that there is something there too, but there is no fucking excuse for what he's saying right now. There is no fucking excuse. And when you have that much power and that much responsibility, where you have so much influence over so many people, like you might think that no one believes what he's saying. They do.
But that's the thing. It would be worse if like it was. So the other person, he just did the Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
Like Nick Fuentes is a lot scarier in my opinion than like.
Do you know that?
The
Kanye.
thing is, dude, the way Nick Fuentes is perceived, there's people that still follow him, but Nick Fuentes, most people see him as like, that motherfucker's crazy. Like, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, but he's a very like that person who says he's crazy. Nick Fuentes would like obliterate him in an argument.
Okay, I get that, but Kanye is the thing is people believe in him because artists are dangerous that way, because artists touch your heart.
Yeah, I feel what he's saying. It's like it's different. Like people believe in the shit he says for a different reason than people believe in the shit Nick Fuentes or Steven Crowder say.
And let me just say this really
you can
clearly.
relate to him in a different way. That guy inspired me.
But
That guy
really
makes
though, like
music
when
that
he
I listen to all
says
the time.
these things, like are people really like being like, damn, you made a good point there.
Because there's people. Look,
Yeah.
the thing you need
I
to
don't know.
realize is that people aren't necessarily radicalized, but a lot of people are on the fence. You wouldn't think about it because
Yeah.
people shut the fuck up about everything. No one says anything anymore. I think part of what's happening right now with the radicalization of everything is PC culture and cancel culture. Because I think people are so scared to say shit that they repress it and then they become radicalized. They think it's crazy.
We're
But
always
There's
talking
a
about
huge
this.
divide. Yeah.
Always.
There's a lot of people that don't necessarily believe it, but when they hear someone they idolize like Kanye and they're on the fence about it, they go all the way to the other side.
Yeah.
Especially when people, I think this is also like another thing, deplatforming people is so stupid. You're just making their message ring way louder. You're
I don't know about that.
amplifying them.
I don't know, because you could, like, when they deplatform like Tate and even Kanye and stuff, like oh yeah, of course, man, it's gonna, when they deplatformed them, you heard about him a lot less, you know.
Okay, Tate I could see
But-
because of his strategy to be where he was.
But there's people that know about that know who Tate is because he got
Deplatformed.
canceled. Yeah. That's for
Yeah, but
sure.
you just hear about
Honestly, I just think for most people, like there's some exceptions, honestly, but most people you shouldn't deplatform them because,
Yeah, I
dude,
agree.
like
There's
it's
exceptions.
there's exceptions, 100%.
Absolutely.
But I just think it's not the right way to go about things.
Totally.
It's you argue with them, you give your points, and yes, I agree that some more people will probably turn to their side because they can see it, you know. But if you try to hide everything, I think it's literally dystopian.
That's the most, that might be the most annoying thing for me, honestly. Just people who I'll say something and then they'll just be like, no, that's crazy. I'm like, why is it crazy? Tell me, I want to know if I'm crazy. I
Yeah.
want to know. Like, but people just they don't like
They don't listen.
they don't
anymore.
understand that if someone's saying something outrageous and I'm arguing with them, but I can't like knock down their argument, I feel like I lost. I feel
Yeah.
like I have to do more research now.
Yeah.
I have to, like, because fuck, maybe the world is just crazy and we have to, he's
Yeah.
right. But people just say, nah.
The reason that happened, I think Twitter is the worst fucking platform ever fucking made. I think it's literally pushed society back by like 50 years.
TikTok is close.
TikTok is close. Twitter might be worse.
Hmm.
The reason why Twitter might be worse, TikTok, and this is also a problem, but like you can see one TikTok and like it, and then you start seeing other things, and you can get something like it's the algorithm is so
bias.
fucking efficient that it literally you like one post and you go down a rabbit hole from that content, you know, and but then you like another post and you go down another. So like it's more balanced. When you look at fucking Twitter, dude, it's a fucking echo chamber no matter where
Yeah.
you go. Like there's people saying like it's okay to kill children and there's 2,000 likes. Like you know what I mean? Like it's an echo chamber and you follow these same accounts that say the same shit and confirm what you
Yeah, they reinforce.
they
what you hear
reinforce
everywhere.
exactly. And you see so many likes on these posts that are saying like fucking anti-Semitic shit. Like if you look at Kanye's fucking tweets about anti-Semitic shit, they had like 60,000 likes. So the people that were like kind of thinking it that weren't sure, see that many people supporting it, and they're like,
It
It's
adds
right.
to that
Yeah,
cup
you're
of
right.
water.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
I can see what you're
It's like the
saying.
crowd following the herd.
exactly. They think it's more okay to think it because so many other people think it. So it makes it more common for people with radicalized mindsets to find other people that are also radicalized to reinforce their beliefs. So it's fucking ridiculous. I fucking hate Twitter too because people are just.
Are you on it?
I have a Twitter account, but I don't use it. Like I just. Honestly, I really hope Elon Musk goes broke because I really want that shit to run into the ground. At the same time, Twitter can be used for good things. Like,
Like anything.
yeah, like anything. But I think the harm it causes is more than the good things it does. Personally.
Yeah, anything that rewards just impulsivity is not good.
It's just like, man, it really makes people that are dumb as fuck think they're smart as shit.
Yeah.
Where we've spitballed a lot of negativity
Yeah.
for the past like 15, 20.
Yeah.
Fuck Twitter.
Let me just 180 real quick.
All right.
What's like a moment in your budding career that has made you feel like, wow, like I'm on the right path. I'm doing what I dreamt of doing. It's working.
Honestly, it's the first time I stepped on a stage and I felt comfortable. Because if you've known me my whole life. I used to be super introverted, super nervous about everything. Like getting on a stage, you never would have thought 4 years ago. It's something that really scared me because I didn't want people to think that I just wasn't made for this, you know? It's scary to step on that stage because you're putting yourself and your heart and soul out for everyone to see. Because when you go on a stage, everyone's looking at you. I started, the first time I got on stage was 5 years ago. The first time I went to Berkeley. I went to Berkeley for a 5-week program in Berkeley College of Music, obviously. One of the best summers of my life, first of all. Met some of my best friends to this day.
Jose.
Some of the best Jose's up there. Some of the best musicians I've ever met in my life, and that's bar none, including the people I've met in the industry. And these were 16, 17-year-old kids. It's crazy. Where was I going with this?
Yeah, there's the first
Getting
time
on
I
a
went on the
stage.
stage.
Oh yeah. Okay, so the first time I sang in front of people, was we had an ensemble and we were singing a Michael Jackson song. I mean a Jackson 5 song. I don't remember. And we had the whole ensemble, whatever. It wasn't even that many people. It was like 25 people. But I was so scared to go on stage that I was like paralyzed. Like everyone else was dancing, I was like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I got off stage and the teacher was like, "You're good. Like you just need to get used to it, whatever." From then on, I was terrified to get on a stage because I thought I couldn't move. Like my mind went blank. Fast forward for 5 years, beginning of this year. I just started doing the process of releasing my first song, Chocolatico, which is a song that's doing really well. It's top 5 in Puerto Rico, number 9 in Chile, number 8 in Ecuador. Like it's crazy what it's doing, and I'm so grateful because I never would have imagined my first release would do this well. And basically, there was this DJ from Barranquilla. We were gonna go to the festivales that are very important in Colombia. In Barranquilla, they do hacen un desfile, like they do this whole parade. And we went, and this DJ was like, "Dude, I love your song. Let me play it in the club and come sing." So he played it the whole week before I showed up. Basically, the way you play in clubs is you try to play covers too, so that people will get into it, and then you play your music so that they'll listen to it. Because if you just come in playing songs they don't know, they'll just boo you off stage. Because people are drunk, they're there to have a good time. If they're hearing music that they can't sing, they don't want to hear it. So I had the opportunity to go there. They played my song the whole week so that people would know it. And I show up, and I was gonna sing Jonaguni. So whatever, I'm super nervous. I do the sound check, everything goes fine. I'm super fucking nervous to get on. And they're like, they give me the mic and they're like, "All right, go." Because they said, I ended up singing at 11. They said that I was going to sing at 1. But then they were like, "Whatever, fuck it, just go on." So I went on, and everything's going perfect. As soon as I step on the stage, I trip on a wire. I don't fall, but I like stumble. And I try to like recover my step, and I stumble again.
Oh god.
So you can imagine, you see this motherfucker. You're at a club, you're drunk. They tell you, "Oh, like this artist is coming on." You're like, "Okay," and you turn around, you see this motherfucker stumbling on stage. Okay, so then I go up and I'm like, "Buenas noches, Barranquilla," whatever. And everyone's like, they actually like they were nice, like they were like, "Yeah, like, let's go." And I start Jonaguni, and everyone's like, "Whoa," because they want to sing the song. I start singing Jonaguni, everything's going perfect. I do the intro, I do the first chorus. I get to the verse, and I blank.
Wow.
I forget the first 5 lines of the verse.
Jesus.
So I'm standing there like a deer in headlights. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm literally like, I'm so shocked that like I'm looking at like my producer to help me. Like I don't know. And the worst part is the people were singing it. So they were still singing it, and I could have played it off, but I was so caught in the headlights that I didn't know how to play it off. I didn't know what to do. So like people started realizing, and they started going like, and then I caught it, and I finished the song. And then I went into Chocolatico, everything else went great. But I got off and I was like, that's never happening to me again.
Nice.
That is never fucking happening to me. That's the worst fucking feeling ever. You feel like a fucking idiot. Like genuinely, like it's not even it makes you question if you really want to be an artist. It makes you genuinely question
I
if
can
you're
see
good
that.
for this.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you, I don't know, if you had your first business deal, let's say, just for it to be more relatable, and let's say it's like this normal business transaction. I don't fucking know. And the first thing you do is fuck up the pay, or you like take off a number and end up fucking like you fuck up royally on the first thing you do.
Yeah.
It really makes you stop and think if you're made for this.
Mm-hmm.
I was sad as fuck for the next 3 days. I didn't show it. Like I was just like
Playing it off.
yeah, I played it off. I was like, oh yeah, I fucked up. Next time I won't have but I was genuinely like, I cried. Like I fucking cried, dude. I got off that stage and I went home to the hotel room and I fucking cried. And after all that shit, I said that's never happening to me again. It's never happening to me again. And I focused on just feeling good with myself. I feel like when you're on stage, your insecurities come up front because you feel like everyone can stare into your soul. That's how I feel when I'm on stage. So if you have any insecurities, they come out on stage. You'll see when someone's like shy. So after all this shit, I started preparing more and I started singing more and doing vocal lessons, doing all this shit. And then they called me and they were like, we're doing a tour with students. So like a school tour. There's no better place to sing than in front of those kids.
Mm-hmm.
They're so cool, dude. Like they'll cheer for anybody. Like they'll scream and they'll get crazy. They ask for autographs, they ask for pictures, like it's crazy. So it's really good for you to start getting comfortable on stage. It was still so fucking hard for me because like I was still fucking terrified of going on stage. I owe so much to those kids. Like
Nice.
Genuinely, like if I ever end up getting to the point where I want to get, it'll be because of that. Genuinely. So I go on stage, whatever, and again I'm paralyzed. I don't forget any words or anything, but I got paralyzed. I was moving, I was singing, I was like whatever. And I get off. And the dude that organizes the tour is like, look, it was good, you sang well, you got the voice, but you need to get more comfortable, dude. Like you're not moving, you're not talking to the crowd, people get bored. And I took that shit hard too because I was like, again? But I mean, it wasn't the same thing, but whatever.
You're learning every time.
Every time, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one step at a time. Once you get comfortable up on that stage, dude, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Then, like, the next show was a little better. And I got to a point where I got up on one of them, and the show was amazing. Like, I went up, I screamed with them. Oh, actually, this is a perfect story to tell, actually. So, there's this other guy, I forget his name. I think it's like Alessandro or something. He's another singer. And this was when I was still kind of like really shy to get up on stage. This dude goes up before me, and he does a fucking hell of a show. Like, this motherfucker played sax. So, he did like, he sang his song, and then at the middle, he did a fucking sax solo. The kids were fucking screaming. They were losing their fucking minds. And I was on next. And I'm seeing all this shit, and I'm like, dude, if I don't go up and keep the energy up, like,
You're bombing.
I'm
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah.
I was so scared. My friend was with me. One of my producers that produced the song I showed you, his name's Saki, or I mean, that's his producer name. And he tells me like, dude, you're gonna be fine. Just go up there and do it. And I was like, he literally told me, you look pale. I was like, yeah, I'm fucking terrified. And then dude comes off stage and they pass me the microphone. The sound systems in these fucking schools were complete garbage. I could not hear what I was singing.
Mm.
So, like, they give me the mic, and I'm like, all right, I gotta kill this shit. And I went up, and I fucking killed it. And I think that show was the turning point in my entire career. Because when I went up there, and I felt that comfortable, and the kids were screaming, and I went up to them, and I had these little chocolate bars I was giving out with like, the name of the song and everything. And I gave it to one of the kids, and they fell, and the kids dived. They dove for it.
Uh-huh.
And like, they fought over it. Like, they were screaming the songs. They even learned the songs, like, while I was singing them. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And after that prepared me a hell of a lot. And I did a couple more shows with the school tour. It was amazing, super fun. And then I got an opportunity, which was singing at a festival in Ecuador.
Okay.
They invited me to sing at a festival that's called the Heat Festival. 30,000 people. I went from 200 kids to 30,000 adults
It's insane.
in the space of 2 months.
You were ready.
But yeah, I actually, like, obviously I got nervous before, and there's no words to describe the feeling after you get off that stage.
Yeah.
Because honestly, the performance was kind of a blur because I think I was so anxious that I just literally like blanked. But the show went amazing. It was awesome. And I got off and I was screaming. I was literally screaming. Like I got off and I was like, like literally, because there's, you have so much energy and so much anxiety that you're screaming. Yeah. And I like that show, if I would have fucked up on that show, it's 30,000 people that see me fuck up, you know?
It's big.
That sounds like a big turning point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's
yeah, I was gonna say we kind of have to wrap it up.
let's wrap it up real quick.
But I think that's actually a really good place to wrap it up, because the message I got from that was, at that the turning point wasn't exactly the students. It might have just been the first time that you fucked up. You either react in a way where it's like, I'm not meant for this, or I'm gonna work even harder. And at the end it paid off. So I think that's a great point to end it up.
One more thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
In a minute, in 1 minute,
Uh-huh.
or in 30 seconds, what's one piece of advice you would give a person our age, or even someone that's on Adri, someone that's
Music
trying
or
to
in
start
general?
sharing their music in general for life?
The moment you realize that the only person you have to please is yourself is the moment that you're going to actually take control of your life.
Like that.
But let me expand on it real quick before we have to cut off. It's honestly something I've realized recently, because a lot of our lives, I feel like us as kids, we want to please our parents. We want them to be proud of us. We want to do the traditional route. But at the end of the day, we don't know if there's a heaven, if there's a hell, if there's anything after this life. So do what makes you fucking happy. I know it's a cliche, but it's the truth. You're only here. Well, obviously, you need to care about other people and everything. I'm not saying be a fucking selfish asshole, but you're here to please yourself. Do what makes you happy, no matter what it is. It's whether it's music, whether it's business, whether it's I don't fucking know. If you want to be a fucking influencer too, you can do that. But it's literally just do your shit with your heart and do it because you want to, not because anyone else wants you to do it.
Amen.
Amen. I like that.
And when you die, you go to the next one.
Brother, thank you for joining the podcast.
Of course, always.
Picture.
Oh, let's do it.
Do whatever you want.
Which one?
The one in the middle.
The one in the middle.
What do you do for all your pictures?
Honestly, I do that. Just whatever. I don't fucking know, man.
Nice, bro. Thank you for coming on, brother.
Of course, always.
Apes out.
Oh, I got my ears.